makes everything they set up here useless, because they're talking about that they're actively working and fixing these issues, but they have been talking about the same issues. All right, and welcome back, guys. And Call of Duty themselves has finally broken the silence. If you guys have been in this community, you know for the longest time, Activision, Call of Duty, pretty much all of the development heads have really said nothing about what's going on. We haven't really gotten any updates for Vanguard since its launch. None of the main stuff has been fixed yet. We're kind of just sitting, waiting in what's going to happen. And the biggest issue the community's had is we don't know what's going on. We don't know if they've abandoned the game. We barely know what's happening with patches and stuff. We kind of get a little bit of information on that. But this is a giant message that they've typed out. We're going to read through the entire thing. They talk about some Warzone stuff. They talk about some stuff coming to Vanguard and Vanguard Zombies. So let's see exactly what they have to say. So on their Twitter today, they posted, "We wanted to take a minute to talk about fixing the game. We hear you and feel your frustrations. Our team are hard at work addressing the issues that are being experienced across Vanguard, Warzone, and Modern Warfare. Updates are being deployed as quickly as possible. We want everyone to have a seamless experience no matter which game mode, or platform you play on. Your feedback is a critical part of our development process to make our games the best they can be. Stay posted for real-time updates, and for the most frequent ones, make sure you're following Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch." So this is the first message they sent. There are 3 different messages here. And I mean, I guess it's something we just wanted to hear from them from so long, what's going on, but there's really nothing in here. Our teams are hard at work addressing the issues that are being experienced across Vanguard, Warzone, and Modern Warfare. But I mean, that doesn't seem like that's the case. The game has been out for 2 months and none of the major issues have even been addressed yet. They're just kind of sitting there. We're still waiting on it. I mean, they just finally fixed Atomic at the beginning of this week. This game has been out for 60 plus days, and the majority of the main part of this game's life cycle is kind of coming to an end. The best part of a COD's life cycle, the biggest part of it, is the first 6 months. We're 2 months into this. So we've got about 4 months left of kind of the main part, and then we have the secondary part, obviously, before, the next Call of Duty comes out. But there's just, I mean, for how much this game has already passed now, the fact that they're just talking about now that, hey, we're looking at the issues, working on updating it. What happened the last 2 months? Where is that kind of gone? So hopefully, I mean, maybe some big updates are right around the corner. But it says our teams are hard at work addressing the issue. So hopefully in the up and coming weeks, months, years, we get some sort of update fixing the stuff. Then they break down, and this is for Warzone, latest implemented changes, bug fixes, fixed collision issues with various elements across Caldera, allowing players to exploit peaks, shoot through them, weapon balancing adjusted to akimbo double barrel shotgun, including issues with range on the weapon, known issues being worked on. Console performance. We are continuing to investigate various performance-related issues on both Xbox and PlayStation platforms. Invisible skins. I know a lot of people have been complaining about this in Warzone. This is a massive issue. We are aware of the reports that certain skins are appearing invisible in Warzone, so that is still being worked on. Buy stations. Working on a fix to solve where some players are experiencing freezes when attempting to access a buy station. And that right there is all of the stuff for Warzone. Now moving in to Vanguard. Latest implemented changes, bug fixes, MP stability improvements, camo weapon challenges are now tracking improved spawn logic. This is talking about the atomic camo. It is now possible to get. However, it was a crappy workaround. They still need to kind of redo some things. But yeah, you can actually unlock the atomic camo if you wanted to, but it still needs a little bit of tweaking and changing, and hopefully we see that in the up and coming weeks. Weapon and perk balancing, reduction to incendiary grenade damage, sniper buffs, improved mortar barrage, and perks to counter fire. That's cool. Known issues being worked on. Weapons and equipment, shotguns nerf, and smoke reduction on incendiary rounds. Awesome, shotgun nerfs are great. Kill streaks, working on issues with attack dogs, including challenge tracking and perk progression. Hopefully this is them working on the atomic, because the way they fixed the atomic camo is they just kind of made it so now dogs track for the rocket launcher challenge. But the issue is now that we're 2 months in and that's all people have left, it really has this giant kind of imbalance weight on one side of the perk challenge, which really does kind of need to be addressed. This wouldn't have been an issue if atomic was fixed a month ago, if it was fixed 2 months ago. But now that we've kind of waited 2 months for atomic to be fixed, it has made kind of other issues when it comes to unlocking camos because of that. So hopefully that's what they're talking about here. Who knows? If you've worked on the atomic challenge, you know the 30 games of getting 3 kills on enemy dogs, it relies on the enemy to call in dogs, and people play for hours and hours and hours, and sometimes you'll just run into enemies who don't call in dogs. So hopefully that gets fixed relatively soon because it's 2 months in now. Perks, fixes for cold-blooded and high alert bugs and a buff for high alert. Improving diversity in map rotation and accuracy of quick play filters. Matchmaking, investigating a party disconnect issues where players are being kicked from post-match. Yes, every single time I stream this game, I try to play with people who are watching the stream. We'll get 2 people in and we'll go to find a game and it's all right, we had a back out, someone got disconnected, and it takes forever to get in the game. The matchmaking for this game is just so hard to play with friends, and hopefully that gets fixed soon. And then the one zombies change in here, zombies, dedicated server pods for solo and single player private matches, fixes for seasonal challenge, execution, or not progressing. This is awesome, and at the same time kind of disappointing. The fact that we've now waited 2 months for a server pause and it's only going to work in solo. Please tell me when you guys add server pause, it's not just going to be for solo. Cold War at launch allowed you to pause solo and in MP lobbies. You could pause as a party host if you were in the game, and you'd pause it for everyone else in your game. And I mean, I guess it would have been okay at launch if it was only solo that could pause, but the fact that we've waited 2 months for this dedicated server pause, and if it comes and it's only for solo, like, that's just not acceptable at this point. Like, that would be, honestly, I don't know. I don't want to talk about the server pause anymore because I feel like that's all we talk about here. But this is, to me, probably the most important feature of zombies. Like, the one thing, like, I know in the future when I look at a quality of a zombies game and a zombies map, the pause is going to be the first thing I look at, because especially for a solos player, like, as I'm playing Vanguard Zombies, there's so many times I'm watching someone stream or I'm doing something else and I'm like, oh, let me type real quick, and it's like, oh, I can't do that, I can't pause, I can't, and it just makes me not want to play Vanguard Zombies at all. Like, it is, to me, going to be the most important deciding factor whether or not I buy or play any sort of zombies game in the future is can you pause it? Can you pause it in solo? Can you pause it in MP? And I guess I didn't realize how important that was until Vanguard took it away, but that is honestly almost more important than zombies in zombies at this point, because I don't want to play another zombies game ever again without any sort of solo pause. So hopefully that is finally being fixed. And this is why, like, just reading through this down here kind of makes everything they set up here useless, because they're talking about that they're actively working and fixing these issues, but they have been talking about the same issues in these patch notes down here that they've been talking about for 2 months. What's happened these last 2 months? What have they been working for? What has been being created and made over the last 2 months? Because the game is barely in a better state than it was 2 months ago at launch. And obviously they've been working on something, but we haven't seen any sort of progression. We haven't seen any sort of updates fixing the main issues in the game. The game stayed at the same stale, broken state for 2+ months, and they're essentially, all this post is saying is, yeah, we're still working on the issues, we'll have it fixed. But they've been talking about fixing these issues for 60+ days. At what point is it just like, okay, well, maybe it's just not coming? So that's how I feel about this. Like, it's great. I'm glad they're messaging the community, but I understand why they haven't been communicating with us, because there's nothing. Essentially, they're saying like, hey, we understand your issues. We're still working on the same things that we've been working on for 2+ months. They're just not ready yet. And I don't know. So we'll see it. Maybe we'll get server pause soon, and maybe eventually we'll get it where it actually works for not even just solo, for, you know, actual lobbies like it did in Cold War. But for the time being, that's the current state. And yeah, honestly, I feel more disappointed. Like, at first I was excited for this, but just reading through it, like, I've realized the amount of times they've talked about fixing these issues now and nothing's happened is just, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, it just is. So that's the current state of that, guys. I'm going to keep you guys up to date when these issues do eventually get fixed. If they eventually get fixed, I will let you guys know and we'll test them out, all that good stuff. But with that, guys, how do you feel about this? Do you think this is genuine? Do you think it's sincere? Or do you think they're going to just continue working on fixing the same 10, 15 glaring issues for the next year and a half until the next game comes out? But with that, I'm going to go work on something else and stop reading that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, hey there. Thank you for watching the entire video. I've got to take this last moment here to give a huge thanks to everyone who became a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, and extra special thanks to those who have taken above and beyond and became an Unlock Plus Plus member on YouTube. We've got the 2x Trader Purple. We've got the most OP Gobblegum ever, Round Robin. We have the hero Arrow Pharaoh, and then we've got the absolute legend Peyton Perkins. Once again, got to get a huge thanks to all of them for becoming Unlock Plus Plus members here on YouTube.